Hello, my name is Elena Mack, and today we will be learning how to evaluate a piecewise function. So we'll start off with defining what a piecewise function is, and it's just a function that has multiple pieces/sections that are included in it. When you have a piecewise function, it's going to look something like this. You'll have your f of x, and then you'll have this symbol that means it includes all these equations, okay? You have to have at least 2 equations, but you can have infinitely more equations after that. So we'll just do 2 right now. It can be something as simple as x plus 5 or something like x squared, okay? And then to the right of these equations, there's going to be an included set of values for x that correlate to each equation. So I'll explain a little bit what that means. So on the top one, let's say this one is x is less than 0, okay? And then on the bottom one, we'll say x is greater than or equal to 0. Now, what this means is if you have a value, like let's say -1, okay? X equals -1. It's going to be in the top equation. You will plug in -1 to the top equation because -1 is less than 0. But for all values that are greater than or equal to 0, you would plug it into the bottom equation, and that's how you get your y value. Okay, so let's do some examples. We'll start off with our piecewise function, so f of x, and then our symbol. And then we'll just do 2 for right now. Let's say x squared minus 3, and then 25 minus 2x. And then the included values for the top one, let's do x is less than -2. And then for the bottom one, we'll do x is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so we're going to solve for f of -5 right now. And that's going to look like, should it be the top or the bottom equation? Well, it's going to be the top equation because -5 is less than -2. So you're going to plug in -5 into every x value into that equation. So we'll start with -5 squared minus 3 equals 25 minus 3, which equals 22. So for this function, when x equals -5, the y value is 22. Let's solve for f of 5 now. So which equation would it be? Would it be the top or the bottom? It's going to be the bottom equation because the included values for this one is x is greater than or equal to 5. So we have 5 here, so it's going to be the bottom equation. And this is going to look like 25 minus 2 times 5 equals 15. Okay, pretty simple. Now let's try f of 10. So would it be the top or the bottom equation? It's going to be the bottom one because 10 is obviously greater than 5. So this is going to look like 25 minus 2 times 10, which is 25 minus 20, which equals 5. So right now, when you plug in -5, it equals 22. When you plug in 5, it equals 15. And when you plug in 10, it equals 5. Let's add another equation to our piecewise function. Let me just get rid of all this. And let's try. We'll keep the same 2 that we used. We're just going to add a third one. So let's have it look a little bit like that. Squared minus 3. These values are going to stay the same. So when x is less than -2, it's going to be this equation. But we'll add a middle one here. Then we'll do -2 x and less than 5 2x. Okay. So if you see the middle one, there is actually no x values here. That can be a little bit confusing sometimes because obviously if you have a value between -2 and 5, you're going to say, well, what do I do? If you have a value between -2 and that's less than 5, it's just the answer is just 5. So I'll show you this. -2, okay? If we want to plug in -2 to that equation, you can't plug in -2. So it's just 5. Like, no matter what you plug in, it's just 5. If you plug in -1, if you plug in 0, if you plug in 1, it's always going to be 5. So this is the quick little brief explanation of piecewise functions, and they definitely go deeper, but this is just an overview, and I hope you guys understood.